Opening the floodgates on Mexico. I'm Brian Lilly with TheRebel.media. Did you know that right now Canada requires travelers from Mexico to have a visa and that the Liberals are promising to do away with that? This has the potential to open the floodgates of bogus refugee claims from Mexico once again. Let's look at what the visa means, why the Conservatives imposed it, and why the Liberals would ever want to do away with it. A visa simply requires that the person visiting Canada prove they have a reason to visit Canada, that they're in good health, that they have enough money for their stay, and that they'll leave once the visit is over. So it's not onerous, but it is a hassle compared to, say, the way Canadians and Americans cross the border with little difficulty. But there's a reason that this visa is in place, and that reason is bogus refugees. Back in the early 2000s, Mexico was quickly becoming our top source country for people arriving in Canada and claiming refugee status. By 2008, a total of 9,491 Mexican nationals claimed refugee status in Canada, a quarter of all claims. Many were arriving at land border crossings after traveling across the United States. By comparison, the next closest country was Haiti with 4,000 claims and Colombia by 3,000. That's back in 2008. Here's the problem, though. Mexico is supposedly an advanced democracy. Supposedly, they respect human rights, follow the rule of law. They're a major trading partner. They're part of NAFTA. So why all the refugees? Simple. They aren't real refugees. They were economic migrants using the refugee card to skip to the front of the line. The Conservative decision to put a visa requirement on Mexicans entering Canada saw the number of refugee claimants drop from 9,000 in 2008 to 84 in 2013, the last year we have numbers for. So why would the Liberals want to change that? To be nice to the Mexican government, that's it. Remember, this is the Liberal Party that promised to be all about evidence-based policy decisions. But like in so many other cases, this one doesn't have evidence. In fact, the government admits they haven't done a formal evidence-based review on this issue. This is just about politics, about being nice to the Mexican government. So listen as Conservative MP Bob Soroya asked the Liberals about the facts in this case, and you can hear John McCallum essentially lie to the House of Commons once again.
Mr. Speaker, the Liberals have promised to remove the visa requirement on Mexico. The Liberals have also promised to base their decision on evidence. Since a visa requirement was imposed on Mexico, asylum rate for Mexican nationals during the last 4 years has remained below 1%. In 2008, prior to the imposition of visa, asylum rate was above 25%. Can the minister tell Canadians why he is making changes when the evidence clearly does not back it up? Thank you.
The Honourable Minister of Immigration.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the evidence clearly does back up the fact that Mexico is an extremely important friend and trading partner, our second partner in North America. The evidence does back up the terrific importance of tourist dollars from Mexico, which were largely lost as a consequence of this action by the previous government. And the evidence does back up the actions that we are taking to mitigate and deal with the concerns that the member has raised.
Hold on there. He says tons of tourist dollars were lost? Is that accurate? Not really, and especially not when you compare the cost of dealing with all the fake refugees to the tourist dollars. See, John McCallum likes to get up in the House of Commons and prattle off a bunch of drivel without checking facts. I happen to look up facts. I check them. Remember, this is the man that didn't know the difference between Vimy and Vichy when he was defense minister, and he recently outright lied to the House of Commons on the issue of military bases spending money to prepare for refugees that never arrived. So what did the facts say here? Well, they say that there wasn't a big drop-off in Mexican tourist dollars between 2009, the year the visa was imposed, and 2013. In 2009, there were 161,000 visitors from Mexico spending $231 million. This from StatsCan. By 2013, we welcomed 149,000 Mexican tourists spending $252 million. Yeah, it's true. You go back to 2008, there was a drop in money, about $100 million. But compare that to the cost of dealing with the refugees, which was more than $300 million, compared to $44 million once the fake refugee claimants dried away. Should Mexico's visa requirement be lifted? Well, Justin Trudeau says yes, not because it's based in fact, but because he wants it to happen. He promised it. But just last week, immigration officials were saying Mexico doesn't meet the rules that they have in place for lifting the visa requirement. But we can still expect it to be done before Mexico's president comes to Ottawa for a Three Amigos summit at the end of June. After that, Canada will then once again have to deal with thousands of bogus refugees in a system that, thanks to the Liberals, will provide them with better health care than Canadians can get from their own government plan. Welcome to Justin Trudeau's sunny ways. Fact-free policy decision-making at its best.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of The Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.